Hey everyone, welcome to Tuesday with Pastor Dan on this Holy Tuesday. We are deep into well, no, not deep into Holy Week, but we're 3 days in. And I started thinking about words that seem to move around Holy Week. Some of those defining words: sacrifice, salvation, eternity, abundance. And the one that keeps coming back to me that I kind of can't get away from is grace. And I think they're all wrapped up in grace. Um, I don't think we have salvation, obviously, if there's no grace. If God is not a grace-filled God, then there's no need, there's no salvation. It's just we're still in this servitudal kind of sacrificial, where we have to sacrifice things. We have to appease God. It's appeasement system. There's the words I'm looking for. But there's grace, right? We read last week on our Wednesday Lenten service. We read John 10, um, and Jesus says in John 10 that no one takes my life; I give it. That's why he says, well, that's why the Father, loves me, or because I give my life. That's grace. It's not appeasement. That's grace. That's grace personified. That's grace lived out. That's the suffering servant. That's the whole thing. This week, it's about grace. It's about God being the willful giver of grace, and in that salvation and eternity and abundance because of grace. Because Jesus chose Good Friday and then is raised into that because of grace. And grace is a tough thing for us because we struggle to accept it, to give it, because we're human, and at our core we want to blame, we want to point fingers, we want to do those things, we want to hold accountable, we want to all those things. We want vengeance, we love vengeance. But with grace, it's that's not it. Um, and I'm still on Richard Rohr because you're gonna get a lot of Richard Rohr. So hold on. Grace is the secret key whereby God offers to be the divine locksmith. I love that, the divine locksmith for every life, for all of history. Life, when lived fully, tends to tool and retool us until we eventually find some form of grace is necessary for our very survival and sanity. Without grace, almost everything human declines, devolves into smallness, hurt, and blame. Without grace, almost everything human declines and devolves into smallness, hurt, and blame. Grace. This week is about grace. Grace when washing of the feet. Grace when willfully giving of life. Grace when being raised from the dead so that we may know so much more. And now it's our job. Now it's our job to accept grace and give grace. In Sunday school, someone said, we spend too much time with talking about Jesus, not because, but so that. I think we do the same thing with our faith. We do a lot with our faith because, or not because, but so that we get something. God, the vending machine. God, we do something good for someone else so that we talk to someone about Jesus so that, because we're still trying to earn our eternity, and that's just not how it works. We do it because we exist, we have faith, we serve, we love because of grace, because God first loved us, and that is the grace that is this week and is all about this week. May we all know grace beyond measure. May we all experience grace beyond measure, so in response to that grace, because of that grace, we give it. We pour it out. We pour it out onto ourselves, and we pour it out onto everyone else. May you all have a blessed Holy Week. Look forward to seeing you soon.